Yeah, I had no idea where that was going either. Hello and welcome to another episode of Romney's Reviews. As requested by my good friend Mr. Chives, this week we're taking a look at the Three Stooges. I'm one of those people that used to tune in every time, usually like in the early mornings around 5 or 6 o'clock Saturday mornings, or sometimes at noon on Saturday afternoons, to watch Three Stooges shorts, back when they were in syndication on a lot of major networks. Nowadays, at least if you live in Utah, you can find them on the channel Antenna TV. I don't know if you get Antenna TV in certain other parts of the country, but I know here in Utah it's usually 13-2. Unless you've been living under a rock for the past few centuries, the Three Stooges were a comedic trio that starred in a series of short films in the 30s and 40s, long before the advent of television. These short films often featured slapstick humor, which featured various forms of dorsal smiting, slips and falls, spills, eye pokes, hair pulls, gut punches, hitting the head with a sledgehammer, being blown up with dynamite. Yeah, these were kind of violent when you really think about it.
Leave me alone! Open your mouth and say ah!
Going into this film, I didn't know what to expect, because I mean, remaking and rebooting a television series or a movie is one thing, but it's kind of difficult when you're basically rebooting something that was essentially living people. Well, I was actually pleasantly surprised by this film. I actually kind of came in expecting it to suck, but this is probably going to be a retread of what I said in the 21 Jump Street review, but there was a bit of a passion to this. You can tell that the people making this film were people who loved the Three Stooges shorts and really liked what they were doing. This film is divided into 3 episodes, and actually kind of starts in the same way with the usual type of musical intro with the picture of the Three Stooges heads going like or something like that. And basically, literally, you can break up each act of the 3-act structure into these episodes. You have the first act, where it's basically the Three Stooges as children after they are literally thrown onto the steps of an orphanage run by Jane Lynch, who's playing a nun. Yeah, Jane Lynch is a nun. That's not a sentence I expected to say. But don't worry, it's not like she's playing Sister Sue Sylvester. She actually is playing it fairly, well, straight. I realize the irony of my statement, but let's move on. Like I said, the first short covers the Three Stooges as children, their efforts to get adopted, leading to the inciting incident where they have to save their orphanage by raising a large amount of money. Isn't that just the way? The second short is basically them starting in the big city, trying to get money, and, well, getting into various mishaps. While most of the humor is pretty timeless and, well, classic Three Stooges fare, as there is a lot of faithful send-ups to a lot of things we've seen in the Three Stooges, there are some jokes about modern day, such as Curly going eye to eye with an iPhone. That was completely spontaneous, I swear. And as you can guess, the third episode, or third act, is basically where everything gets kind of resolved. But it doesn't resolve in a way that most Three Stooges shorts or most things would resolve. It actually does play a bit of a realistic angle. Now, this does fall prey to the overly dramatic second act, but it manages to offset it just enough so that it doesn't go down the Adam Sandler route. So yeah, this film was actually a lot of fun to watch, and you can tell that they actually knew that kids were watching it, because right before the end credits, the Farrelly brothers actually appear in a full disclaimer where they actually show, hey, these are fake weapons, and here's what we did to make it look like you poked someone's eyes, and don't try this at home. And it was actually a bit of a nice touch to it. And then we also got another bit of the American Bollywood type scene with a musical number during the end credits, but that was kind of more like a music video, and it was kind of more satirizing the whole thing. Maybe that was the point, maybe not, or maybe that's just a new trend like I predicted in the Mirror Mirror review, but I digress. So overall, this film was really enjoyable. If you have a bit of a soft spot for the Three Stooges like I do, you'll like a lot of the faithful and classic send-ups, and if you're just looking for a kind of comedy that's a lot more timeless and not bogged down with a lot of pop cultural references, well, except for the fact that you get to see Moe beat up the entire cast of Jersey Shore. I mean, come on, Moe beating up the entire cast of Jersey Shore? I would just watch that again and again and again, because, well, Jersey Shore, reality TV sucks. And the fact that you get to see them get eyes poked, slapped, punched, it just warms my heart. Then you'll definitely enjoy this film. On my personal scale, I give the Three Stooges a 3.5 out of 5. And like I said, if you're a parent and you're worried about your kids imitating what you see in the film, like I mentioned before, there is a full, 2-minute disclaimer at the end of the movie. The Farrelly brothers actually come on screen and explain, hey, kids, this is all fun and games, but be smart about it, don't try this at home, no poking anybody's eyes, all that fun stuff. Of course, given that I'm covering Three Stooges, I feel like I should really do something Stooges related. Well, not really much I can do here because I'm currently hiding in my cave from, well, various things. Next week, I'm going to be taking a look at a documentary, as we take a look at Disney's Chimpanzee. And if you're wondering about this cane, I got this from my younger brother who came back from a trip to Turkey. I like it. It's fun to poke things. You know, the end credits rolled a while ago. Why are you still watching this video? Well, since you're here, and probably by the time you're watching this video, I'll take this time to announce that my short film, Trail of the Moonlight Rider, is currently in the voting block for the Salt Lake Community College Film Festival. I'll be providing a link below as soon as I get it, allowing you to go there, watch the films that the students have submitted, and allowing you to vote on it. Now, I'm not really saying that you need to vote for my film per se, but I would appreciate a couple votes at least. But again, this film festival is looking for a lot of support, so if you like watching college student films for some strange reason, then check it out. Cast your vote, and yeah. Give me some support, please. Of course, if that's not really your thing, I also entered the film into the Your Film Film Festival, but that voting for that hasn't opened yet. They kind of have to weed out all the other stuff. So, how about them man bears? Sorry, that was a lame joke. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, consider yourself lucky.